Over the last couple of hours, Bitcoin saw here pump to the upside, break finally also our resistance line here to the upside, but get rejected directly from the 50 moving average here on the 4-hourly chart. As I told you yesterday, it could be possible that we are breaking here in direction of $110,000 before we see here a small correction further on the Bitcoin price. That's also the reason why I open here on this breakout a new long position on Bitcoin, up like now 3.5%. We have also talked a little bit more about Ethereum because there's some more information in the chart what's pointing us very bullish. And don't forget, yesterday we have US holidays, so today the US market will open again. Having more data coming out today, tomorrow, and even also on Thursday and on Friday. So this could be an interesting week for us and especially also for the Bitcoin. So first of all, I want to start here with the 4-hourly chart. So if you are new to this channel, subscribe, leave a thumbs up so you will never miss out the next coming videos. So on the 4-hourly chart, we broke here now finally our resistance line to the upside. We find some resistance over here, and finally also breaking here. I'm waiting now here for a retest. I entered my position a little bit early, like here around this kind of level, because we're finding here on, especially on the 15-minute chart when we're looking later there, we find here some more support. So something like this we also saw here in the days before, especially yesterday, and get then finally the breakout here to the upside. This was exactly what I was trading here. So if you also want to be part of all these trades, just be part of our Telegram channel, link down below in the video description. But now I'm waiting also for the retest. So if you see here a proper retest on the resistance line to the upside, this is also the moment where you should definitely enter a new long position. Even keep also in mind, it could be we came here a little bit more lower to the downside, but in this way we can protect our trade here with a nice stop loss. We will talk later about when we're getting in the 15-minute chart about more the trade entry. But the bad thing what's pointing us to getting here more downside move is here the 15 moving average again. So as you can see here on the daily chart, we have also our 15 moving average to the upside, getting only some support here from the lower time frames of the 1-hourly and the 15-minute chart. We will point it out later. But mainly we also get rejected here from the 50 moving average here on the 4-hourly chart. Next very important zone are here, first of all, the resistance line. If we are breaking directly in our resistance again, the next stop here on the daily chart would be here around here the 200 moving average, which is exactly also in alignment with the liquidity we are still building up here right now. That's also the reason why we have a closer look on the 1-hourly chart. Even here also on the 1-hourly chart, we flipped already our 50 moving average to the upside, so it could be possible the 50 moving average gets a little bit higher, saw some consolidation to the sideways, and as soon the US market will open, we saw maybe like a small drop here on the 50 moving average as a retest of our resistance line, and then the move here to the upside, which is also in alignment with $109,100. There exactly we have also sitting some liquidity here, or the beginning of the liquidity, but the main liquidity to the downside is sitting here around $106,000, so $106,500, which is here around this kind of level, which means we could already fall here lower into a new lower low, which means it's definitely not that bullish for us for Bitcoin. And if we are breaking the last low, especially like you have here you have a low, you have here a lower low. If you're breaking here, what is it, $107,300 in a new lower low, expect here also a move here back into the $103,000, $104,000 level around into the 200 moving average here on the daily chart. Let's go here directly in the 15-minute chart to get here in a new trade entry for you. Next trade entry would be here around the retest of the 50 moving average on the 15-minute chart. So as soon we're getting here a proper bounce to the upside, this is the moment where you can enter a new long position. As you can see here, I'm already in my Bitcoin position, kind of up like 3.5%. Not that crazy high. I even also not put my stop loss into break even as I do it normally on my trades. I keep my stop loss still running here around the last low at $108,800 because I can expect here, especially on Bitcoin, a move a little bit more to the downside, which means if I put my stop loss now on break even, I would stop out exactly on the 50 moving average, the possible turning point here for the trade. So I want to give my trade a little bit more room, keep my stop loss here under the 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart. If you're losing the 200 moving average here on the 15-minute chart, I expect even also building here lower lows. So then I will be completely protected here on my trade. I trade all my trades here on Bitfinex, link down below in the video description. There you can even claim claim your deposit bonus right now there. So just go down below, check it out, claim your deposit bonus and be part of the next coming trades. As you see, I gave you here the next trade entry would be here around the 50 moving average. Stop loss kinda close here under the 200 moving average. And then we keep this trade running till the next big liquidities coming in. Mainly my most target for this trade would be here the 50 moving average on the daily chart, which gave us a move around 4% to the upside. If we're reaching, or we kind of get here around $112,000 level, this kind of range where we have a lot of liquidity sitting in top of us, then we can potentially remove our take profit and keep the trade just running and just our stop loss. So keep one thing in mind if we are seeing here the next possibility move here on Bitcoin. What I also want to mention here is Ethereum, because here on the 4-hourly chart we saw some more bullish momentum coming in, especially here now Ethereum holding our line here perfectly. We didn't make here lower lows as on Bitcoin. So even also here, especially supported line what we have right now, we see if we extend it, we have our resistance or past resistance over here. We had it here and here around $4,000 level, turns now into support. And this support is very, very strong as you see it right now. So we got here one touch point as we break it to the upside. We got a second touch point, second touch point. We got here first touch point, a second touch point, third touch point, and a fourth touch point here right now. So I expect also here exactly what we're seeing here when we're going now on the 15-minute chart. We saw a perfect bounce here exactly on the support line to the upside. So also on Ethereum, I expect here more continuation to the upside as soon we're breaking here $4,400. So kind of the resistance line we talked here many times about this channel already. Trading now here in our range, doing like sideways movements to the sideways. So as soon we're getting here the final push here around $4,400. Expect here also XRP, expect here also Ethereum will fly here into higher levels. And I will also open here a new long position on Doge, because when we're going here in the charts, we can clearly see on the 1-hourly chart Doge is making here a nice pattern. We have a nice falling wedge pattern here on Doge. So as you can see here right now, we can count as something like this, have some fake outs over there. So let's mark it not from the top, we will mark it from here. And also the lower side, we have even also here our falling wedge pattern here on Doge. Trade target would be here the top of the falling wedge, kind of like around 25 or 20, mostly 26 cents here to the upside, which gave us for the breakout a target here around, when we are breaking here to the upside, getting the proper retest to the upside, we get a trade target here around, what is it, kind of 18% to the upside. Stop loss, we can make it a little bit more closer here. So which 10x leverage would be like 180% here on Doge. As soon we're getting here the breakout on Doge, I expect also Doge flying here massively here to the upside. To find the perfect trade entry, wait for the breakout. Especially when we're going now on the 15-minute chart, we can clearly see that some important indicators are even also in front of us. So the 50 moving average on the daily chart is still in top of us, which means we are kind of now in a downtrend here more for Doge. And as soon we're getting the flip of the 50 moving average on the daily chart, expect here this massive move here for Doge. On the 15-minute chart, we already broke here our 50 moving average to the upside. So expect here something like this, moving a little bit sideways, retesting the 50 moving average on the 50-minute chart, get here this move here to the upside. 50 moving average on daily chart will came a little bit more to the downside. See the bounce of the 50 moving averages could be in alignment with our breakout here on this resistance line. And then we see here this move here to the upside. We have only keep one thing in mind. Also the Doge and Ethereum trade will be only performing here in direction of higher levels if Bitcoin is holding now, the lines as it is. So our supported area here down below at $109,500. If we are not able to hold $109,000, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, see a little bit more continuation here to the downside. So when the US market will open and the Nasdaq will trading here on the traditional market, we will see in which direction we are pointing out. Even notice also the economic data is coming out. Today we have PMI data, the job openings on tomorrow, and even also on Thursday some informations here about the job claimless, and even also the unemployment rate on Friday. So a lot of news coming out this week here already. And as you know, yesterday also the Trump family launches also his token. Let's have also here on Bitfinex a quick look here about the WFLI token here on the futures. So as we can see, as the launch from the token on what was it on yesterday was the launch, the proper launch here on 1st of September, but it was tradable again before. So we saw here this massive run here in the high. What's getting a little bit more FOMO. You make here like if you get a perfect entry on the end of August, you get here like mostly like 80% to the upside, as expected on the launch date himself. As expected on the launch date himself, we saw a massive sell-off here, which kind of normal because most of the pre-investors got their coins dumped, and now as you can see, you potentially have a better entry as you was trading the coin before a couple of days already. I will maybe open also a small position here on the coin. I was thinking to get in the coin, but mostly all the launches performing like this. You get the stump of the pre-investors, and then it's better to buy 1 or 2 or 3 days later when the market will more stable, or the coin will have like when the coin is more stable here, so as it is here right now. So we can go even also in lower time frames on the 1 hourly chart, and there we can see we kind of more getting here a little bit more stable in the coin. So for long-term investors, could be also a nice idea to get here in position. For a leverage, be a little bit more careful, because especially on tokens like this, there's massive volatility coming in, even also like a couple days after the launch. Imagine if you're going now here in a long position, so you're getting like the stop loss here around the last low, which gave you like a 12% stop loss there. So which means with 10x leverage, you're risking a lot of money over there. But as we also know, the target would be here around the last high. Some people also was talking here about, especially yesterday, about the $1 market. I, to be honest, don't think we're reaching here $1 here in the next couple of days. But especially for a spot position or just a low leverage position, this could be a nice play. Put some money you can risk here in the trade here. Just play a little bit around. Don't invest all your capital. Just make it as a play money. Like put like $50, $100 just in. Keep it running over the next couple of months. And end of the year on Christmas, when the altcoin market is exploding, just go look in your portfolio. Be happy if it's playing out, and if it's not playing out, it was just a play money. So I now open the trade here. We'll just put a little bit of play money inside. We'll just keep the trade running. Let's see how it works out. And don't forget, don't over leverage, especially on positions like this. Otherwise, I make a huge deep tutorial about how I do my trades here. I will also apply this strategy, especially on this trade, to keep the trade running here in the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months. So definitely subscribe to the channel, like this video, that you never miss out when the video is published. And then we see in the next video tomorrow.